Okay, so I'm live. Let's see here. It is almost 3:30 in the morning. It is 9/16, 2025. And I just wanted to come up here quickly and do a quick update on the tropics because there is a couple of different areas that were the National Weather Service is monitoring for activity here. That's been something that I've been keeping an eye on for the last couple of days here. So let me play an intro and I'll be right back. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's staying safe. But let me play my intro and I'll try to return shortly. Let me get some maps up and hold on a second here. Let's do this. I don't think it's that one there. I think it's this one here. Be right back. Not that one. Hold on a second. Let me play the right one. Hold on a second here. I got to get rid of some of the ones that I don't need. Is it this one here? Yeah, All right, it's Shibby. Shibby's here. Hey, buddy, what's going on, man? Just wanted to come on here really quick and do a quick. I was actually going to record this, but I got home a little bit early, so good to see you though. All right, so let's get right to this here. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. Just doing a quick update. Watching YouTube body cam videos. Cool. I know that Farmer's having a live too at the same time. I didn't want to butt into that, but this is the only time I can really do this. I was going to do this maybe this afternoon when I got up, but anyway, so let's get right to it. Good to see you, buddy. Watching YouTube body cam videos. I do want to watch. Paula's here. Good to see Paula. I think I responded to your email, not your email, but your text. I'm not sure. Anyways, let's get right to it. I'm not going to be here long. You're going to do this here, and I may run over a couple of other things here while I'm up here, but let's share the screen here. All right, so this is basically an area right here. A second. All right, so this is basically the Atlantic Ocean here. We have coast of Africa here, the western coast of Africa here. We have the Cape Verde Islands here, and we have this wave right here that's kind of been meandering around in here, and then it's kind of into the open Atlantic here now. So it's really starting to pick up some steam as far as the intensity. It's nothing right now. It's basically just a wave, but let me put this into motion. And then there's another wave that just came off the coast, I believe early yesterday, or late yesterday. That's something to be watched too. Let me throw some longitude and latitude lines up here. Hold on 1 second here so I know where I am. Okay, so here we are. This is basically got the coast of America here. This is Florida here, the Caribbean islands here, the Leeward Islands. This is South America here. So, but this is pretty much in line with the intertropical conversion zone. So this is when we, um, and it's pretty much in season. This is we're probably at peak or a little bit beyond peak right now, but we'll get into that in a minute here. So let me throw this into motion here. Uh, So this is the area the National Weather Service has been watching here for the last couple of days. It came off the coast here. I think it was, what's today? Today's Monday, Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. So it came off the coast, I think, Friday. And they've been kind of forecasting this to be something as it gets over into the open Atlantic, because I'm going to get some water temperatures here in a minute, but I'm assuming that this area here, right off the coast, is still kind of frigid. Um, and one thing these storms really need is warm water. I mean, anything above probably 78, 80 degrees. You really need that around here to get these things going. But it looks like it's in this area here now where it's picking up that warmer tropical water here. So this is looking pretty good right now. You could definitely see a little bit of a twist here, maybe some wind shear up to the north here. But we'll get a little bit of a forecast here. You can see some outer bands here, maybe forming down to the south of this here. But let's go back into the stream to see if everybody's still here. Uh, Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Thank you. I forget the days. Sorry. All right. So let's. Am I sharing anything? Yes. Okay. Good. And I put the longitude and latitude lines up here because this is how I used to follow these things. I used to do everything by like basically a grid search here because years ago we didn't have computers, so we used to have to monitor these things by the longitude and latitude. So it's on a good clip. It's basically expected to kind of stay on this track here, kind of wobble a little bit here. But let's get some. There's an upper level low here. Let's do some investigating here. We'll do a mid-level water vapor here. So this next graph is going to give us a depiction of what's going on in the atmosphere when it comes to moisture. So everything in the atmosphere right now, as far as moisture content goes, this is what this is for. This is the upper level or mid-level. Anything that's got any type of moisture to it in the atmosphere, it's picking it up and it's basically putting in some of these colors here to show us where the moisture is. So as you can see here, we get drier here to the north. This is probably an upper level high here. A little bit of a swirl here. We got a little bit more dry air here to the east of this storm. I'm sorry, west of the storm. But as you can see, there's not a lot going on here. There's a little bit of an upper level swirl here. This is more of like an upper level low here. There's a little bit of stuff going on here over in the what they call a Jair here. This is the this area here will start to pick up in the next couple of weeks or so here, if anything. But you see this massive upper level low here, which is causing tremendously wonderful weather here in New England the last couple of weeks here, and it's going to continue. This here is bringing up some of this dry, warm, just perfect fall weather up here in New England for the last. I mean, it's just been. I mean, I like it a little bit warmer at night, but it's been perfect for people who like 70s, high 70s during the day, plenty of sunshine, and then lower 50s at night. This is perfect for that. This is that swirl that's happening. It doesn't look like it's going to be moving anywhere anytime soon. So we'll keep an eye on that here to see what this does over the next week here, because this is probably going to have a big influence on what happens with this here. But anyway, so let's go down a level here. So anyways, here's our little system here. we'll go down a level here to basically almost ground level surface temperature, surface level here. And this you see more. Now we've basically come down a level here in the atmosphere here, and you can see, you know, there's a lot of dry air around this here, but once this walls itself off here, once you get a center of circulation here, it's going to prevent this dry air from getting in here. But it does seem to be like some shear here up to the north of it. But once this starts to move west here, you're going to see this shear probably from this upper level low. That's probably where the shear is coming from. And the difference between this counterclockwise flow and this counterclockwise flow is this is higher in the atmosphere and this is lower. So that's the difference. And you're not going to see too much forming in the Gulf here in the next few weeks, that's for sure. But this here, and then there's another wave coming off the coast here that we're going to have to watch in the next few days too. But this system here, even though it's looking pretty good this morning, you're talking a good week, at least a week away from any type of approach to any of the Atlantic seaboard here. So let's go back to this here. It's good to see everybody. All right, so let's get out of this here. I'll bring up another map here. I think I can get there from here. Hold on one second. There's another tropical storm in the Pacific too. But we don't care about the Pacific. Well, we do, but we don't really now. Okay, so I can go back into here. Hold on one second here. It's a pretty good football game last night. All right, so let's. So there's Tropical Storm Mario. This is in the way eastern Pacific here. Here's Mexico here, but this is probably going to become a hurricane at some point, but then it'll probably dissipate pretty quickly once it gets out in here to the open waters here. All right, so let's go back to here. I don't worry about the Pacific storms because they very rarely hit any type of land. They're pretty, this is pretty warm water here off the coast here, but once you get out into the open Pacific here, the water's just cool right down, and they just usually lose steam here. But let's go. That's Eastern Pacific. When you get to Western Pacific, it's a little different story. All right, so let's go to. I want to go here. Am I sharing this? Yes. Okay. All right, so let's check some surface temperatures here, water temperatures here in the Atlantic. Okay, so here we are in the Atlantic. We got, and I don't know if you guys have been following me here for the last few years or so when it comes to these things here, but usually this time of the year, this is what they call between these two 10 north, 20 north. This is what they call the intertropical conversion zone. So you have a swath of horizontal here where this is just really, really warm water this time of the year. And what happens is you have these basically thunderheads that come off the coast of Africa and they turn into waves. Once they turn into waves off the coast of Africa here, it starts to get into these what they call tropical waters here, really, really warm temperatures here. And anytime you have a twist in the atmosphere here from either this normal Atlantic high pressure here, or looks like there's some sort of an upper level low here that's moving here, so you're going to get a twist in the atmosphere, and once it does that, you get into these warm waters here, and you get yourself either a tropical depression or a tropical wave, or even tropical storm. And then as it picks up steam, it seems to get into these warmer waters here, and it just starts to become more of a problem. So, but lately, over the last, especially the last, I'd say 6, 7, 8 weeks, it's been really cool in here. The Atlantic has been really quiet this year. The Atlantic was kind of quiet last year. We had the one storm that kind of went and was basically a fish story. It came really close. Remember this year here. Other than that, it's been really quiet. And it's because anything that's been trying to develop here over the last couple of months has really been struggling to get anything going here because these waters have been a little bit cooler than they normally are. 28 though right now is pretty good. So, that's about 82, 83 degrees here. When you get into the Gulf here, 30, some of these pockets here in 30, you're talking 86, 87 degrees here. So, but this is warm enough here now for a sustained tropical system to kind of get its act together here. There's also other variables that go into that, like westerly winds. These storms here have to have almost a perfect environment to form. So it takes a lot. But right now, it seems like it's a little bit warmer here than it has been over the past few months. So that's probably why some of these storms that are coming off here now are starting to look a little bit better. Of course, we hope they don't form. I mean, that's the guess. That's the hope, right? We want no hurricanes. But this time of the year, it's kind of hard not to. So if you see this blue here, this is the anomaly here. What I do is I turn this, and within the last few days or so, these are the anomalies that are going on with the surface temperatures here of the water, and these go down about a mile here. So these are not only surface temperatures; these go down a good mile, sometimes even 2 miles. But if you could see in here, this blue here, you see that start to dissipate over the next couple of days here. So that's where we're at now. So this area here is starting to get a little bit more conducive. The water temperatures here are starting to warm up quite a bit here. So, and this is where we're at. Once this system, which is basically in this area here now, starts to get into some of these warm waters, it's going to have a much better environment here. But it's still kind of freezing over here. I don't know what's going on. This is kind of strange here. I mean, it's much more south than it was. This is kind of at 10 north here, but usually I don't see this time of the year. Usually it's I get the above 2 here in the Gulf. So if anything forms here and gets into the Gulf, we might gonna have a problem. But the good news is there's a big high ridge of pressure here that's causing nothing from happening here in the Gulf. So it's been that way for a while. All right, so let's go here. I do want to go here to forecast maps here. All right, so then we're going to go. Let's do a short range forecast here. Okay, so here's the continental United States here. And this is a pretty good estimate of what's going on right this very second here. Now you got high pressure all over the country, so it's just, and we're actually in a drought here in New England here, especially northern New England. We got a little bit of rain last week, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't want any rain right now. But high pressure here, a little bit of a low pressure here. There might be some actual, believe it or not, some flood warnings here off the coast of North Carolina here up into the Del Mar Peninsula here. That's that low pressure system that we just saw. But here's high pressure here. So let's hold on a second. Let's remember this map. I'm going to go ahead 24-hour here. We get high pressure over New England here again. This is another high pressure behind it. You got a low pressure up here in Canada. Some more rain here. You might get some. This is to the valid through the Wednesday, so 17th. You might get some pop-up severe weather here, actually, or some sort of front that's dropping here. And this is going to keep pushing east here. This is Oklahoma, Nebraska. Uh, so let's go ahead to another 36 hours here. Here's that low that's dropping here. This is a persistent low that's kind of, and still over here northeast is high pressure, high pressure. Let's go here. Oops, sorry. All right, so let's see. Hold on a second here. Okay, stop this here. All right. So this was issued Tuesday, which is today, and this is valid through Sunday. And the reason why I'm doing this is I'm trying to watch some of these fronts here, to get an idea of what's going to happen off the coast here as this storm kind of starts to approach here. So you're going to have high pressure here. Let's see here. So this is 19th. So this is the 23rd here. Whoops. 20th. 17th. This is the 17th. Whatever was going on here, this low pressure here is kind of fizzled out here. But this is the 20th here. 20th is Saturday. Front here. High pressure off the coast here. All right, let me go back here. All right, so let's read this here. This is so this is basically now what they call an AL92, or it's an area of interest. Let's put it that way. So a large area of showers and thunderstorms continue to show signs of organization with a broad area of low pressure located about midway between. So it's out there. It's basically in the middle of the Atlantic. Environmental conditions are conducive for further development, and a tropical depression or storm is likely to form within the next day or two as the system moves west northwestward or northwestward at 10 to 50. So this is this is normal, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Over the central tropical Atlantic. So basically, this is the cone that they kind of have here. And then there's the other one that just came off the coast of Africa. This here, this has got a 20%. But this is the time of the year here. This is kind of like, this can become like a conveyor belt of storms that come off the coast here. So we're going to have to watch this because it seems like it's, it's a little better than it has been over the last few weeks here. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this here. So let's get a forecast, and then I'll Let's go back to the chat to see if anybody's still here. At least Joe's here. Hi, Peggy. Oh, good to see you. I kind of thought I see you made a live stream on these tornadoes. I try not to do a lot on the tornadoes, although I'll kind of I'll kind of usually do a post on the tornadoes if there's. I know there was some in North Dakota the other day. Was that yesterday or the day before that? You might have some severe weather today too. Good to see everybody though. Good to see Lisa Joe. Do you still have my? Do you have my email? I'm gonna put my email in here. Did that episode of drop yet for Barbara Cotton? Okay, there's my email right there. It's good to see Peggy. Peggy's amazing. Peggy's channel's awesome. Um, it did drop that. All right, so let's go here. Where am I? Right here. All right, let's see if we can get a forecast here on this thing. Model guidance. That's what I need is model guidance. I need guidance. All right, so let's see if we can get. I think this is going to be the latest one we can get. So we'll do. I always try to go in order here. We'll do the American model first, the GFS model. This is going to give us 7 days out, and I'm going to loop everything. So bear with me here while I try to figure out what's going on. Okay, so let's. Oops, I do it all the time. So let's do this here. I'm going to rock this here. Okay. Okay. Stop. Stop it. Okay, so here's our system right here. Here's the one behind it. But here's our system here, and this is the GFS model. This is only one model that's doing this, and this is going to give us a 7-day forecast of where they're expecting this to kind of go. This is kind of just an estimate. This is what they do with these computer models is they kind of get some sort of they take all these different factors of what's going on around it. And then they try to type in, as many plots as they can type in, and this is going to give some sort of a guidance to where this. But once a tropical depression forms or a tropical storm forms within the next day or so, they're going to have a center of circulation, and they're probably going to have a better idea of, a track of this thing here. But this is just a guesstimate right now, so we're going to go with it. And these little tiny circles here, I'm pretty sure, I haven't got a confirmation yet on that, but I'm pretty sure these are tropical depression. Once you get to the green here, these little green dots here, that may indicate more of like a tropical storm here. So this is by Friday. This is 84 hours here. So let's go. Okay, so it's gonna kind of take a ladder here to the northwest here, and then kind of flatline here on the 20th parallel here. And here's this other one behind it. It's telling me that there's a high pressure right here, so it's going to have to go around that. So that's why I'm concentrating on this, what's going on here in the country here, to see what's going to hopefully try to push this out to sea here. But it's going to go. So this is Saturday, 108-hour forecast here. So Saturday, it's basically going due west here. So let's keep going here. Okay, so then it's going to start to climb here northwest. And this is Sunday, the 21st, 132-hour forecast here. And here's our other little system here that's going to kind of get stuck here. but kind of reemerge over here. Is that what's going to happen here? See, this is that little system here that's going to kind of produce some rain over here in North Carolina, Virginia here on Monday here. So this might actually be, this little system here might actually be some sort of a tropical depression here on Monday. You'll have to keep an eye on this too. Okay, so the red, um, this is not comforting here. This red here, I think that when it gets to here and this is when it kind of becomes a hurricane here. That would make sense because this is where all the warm water is. So I would say by Monday or Tuesday, you might see a hurricane here. And this is 28 north here, just about, I don't know, 200 miles north of the Leeward Islands here. So, and then there's this other system here. All right, so let's go back and get the G, both of them here. This is the ensembles here. So we'll do the American model and all the European models here. Let me rock this here. Hold on a second. Okay, so here's the one we're looking at right this very second. Here's the one behind it. There's this one here. All right, so this is Friday. This used to be so much more difficult before computers. Oh, Farmer's here too. Good to see you, Farmer. What's going on, buddy? I knew you were live. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to disrupt your live. I just wanted to come on and do a quick. This is like the only time I can do this because I'll be 3 sheets to the wind soon. I just heard something there was a bunch, not in North Minnesota. Are you going live on Saturday? Me? Probably. Farmer's awesome. Farmer's got a great channel. I try to get over there as many times as I can. But I usually sleep, like I'll be sleeping probably in a few hours here. I'd rather be in. You got a bad cold? Stay the hell away from me. Sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better, man. Take some when I get sick, I get vitamin C, man. I just I'll take a whole bottle of vitamin C. I don't think it does anything, but it's a placebo for me. All right, so what are we doing here? All right, so all right, so again, this is the ensembles here. This is most of the European models and most of the American, Canadian models. I think there's some German models in here, but this is a whole bunch of them plotting here to see what's going to happen with this area of interest here. This is 92, I think. So let's but I wouldn't doubt if by later today there's some center of circulation here. This thing means business here. We'll see. We'll just see how strong it gets here. But I'm assuming that once it gets into these warmer waters here, it could develop into Cat 1, Cat 2, maybe. So here. But if you're right at this very second, if you're on the eastern seaboard right now, I think Florida's out. I think the Caribbean islands here are out. But if you're, say, north of Georgia here, all the way up to the coast here, even parts of the Canadian Maritimes here, I'd pay attention to this. I'm not saying it's going to hit. I'm just saying the Atlantic coast right now is due for a hurricane. We haven't had a hurricane on the Atlantic side here in, it seems like forever. Right, so let's go. All right, so this is the consensus is this is all the way to Saturday here. So from today to Saturday. So There's some of these models that are trying to push it into the Leeward Islands here, but I don't think that's going to happen. But it might. Um, Consensus is, let me go back a little bit. Consensus is by Friday, this is going to be 200 or 300 miles away from the Leeward Islands here. Um, and it's telling me that see this system here going up and around this high ridge here. So this high pressure ridge, what they call a Bermuda High, which is a staple in the Atlantic, it's usually right in this area here. But it can move like a chess piece. It can move to the left, to the right, and depending on where this high pressure ridge sets up, um, is usually where these are going to go, because these low pressure systems can't go through the high pressure, so it's got to kind of go around it or uh, do whatever it can to go away from it. So it's telling me that there's a high ridge here because it wants to kind of push this to the west a little bit here. So here we go. Kind of takes like a northwest track here. So this is trying to escape this high pressure here, but it's just not going to have time. So it's going to kind of, this is tomorrow. So it's after tomorrow, it's going to try to, and watch this system here just kind of bolt to the north to go around that high pressure here. What's this here? Uh, so that's what I'm going to predict. I'm going to basically predict up until about Thursday, because after Thursday, who fucking knows? It does seem like it wants to take a left turn here, but some of these models are pushing it more to the northwest as opposed to northwest here. So, and then there's this other system behind it here. It looks like this other system's going to be in the wake here. So, I'm not too worried about that right now. But all right, so let's get out of here. Let's back up here. And that's it. That's what we're I was on Dawn's Live earlier and was watching 3 videos after I got the second video filled up. uh, I hope you feel better, buddy. Being sick sucks. I got it from my mom's nursing home. They were like biological weapons, those seniors. They are. That's why you don't ever want to go to a nursing home. Um, it's always good to see Farmer in here, though. Farmer's got a great freaking channel. Peggy O's got a great channel, too. Paula's got a great channel. Uh, who else was in there? Sweet Dude Chibi was in there. I don't think Sweet Dude. Lisa Joe's got a great channel too. I do want to get together at some point with Lisa Joe to go over this Barbara Cotton thing, because it's really bothering me. It's now that she put me onto this case, I just can't seem to get it out of my mind here. It's really confusing. But that's in the future there. Hope everybody's well. Uh, who does? Farmer, yeah, Farmer's great. Farmer's all great channels. Everybody's got great channels. Which case? The Barbara Cotton case. Um, very confusing. But hopefully we can get to them. I'm going to try to get out to Bear Brook this week to. I'm going to take one of my dogs out there because I've been covering that case too. But some of these cases like that, Barbara Cotton case, the Kimberly Moreau case up there in Maine, there's some of these cases that just I can't. Once I get into them, I just can't. I can't. It's just me. It's my OCD. Find Bob Cotton. Yep, that's it. I do want to let's go over one thing and then I'll get the hell out of here. Um, yeah, it's It's my OCD for sure, because I mean, I care about all cases, but Damien was on Dr. Oz 2 months ago. Damien who? I do want to go into this a little bit here because there seems to be some confusion on this case here. This was done a few hours ago. Of course, I'm covering some of my own cases here too, like the Bear Brook. The good news up here is we have a full-time cold case unit now that's specifically designed. I think there's like 2 or 3 detectives that are specifically designed to try to solve some of the cases around here that have been unsolved for decades. You're talking 50, 60 years. So they just did one we did on our live last week with Rhea Rhea Rasmussen. So hopefully they can get some of these things done. But I'm going to get out to Bear Brook State Park with my dog and see if I can, because I know Piper's out there somewhere. You just got to find her. That's all. All right, so let's do this. Am I sharing this? Jane Doe case, St. Louis Jane Doe case. Damien Eccles. He's the called lead. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. We have one of those in Kalamazoo, little Jeannie Singleton, 1957. It's so weird because just when you think you've covered them all, there's just so many more. It's so frustrating. It's an uphill battle for sure. 10 months ago, that's what the new episode was. She was 7. I'll have to look into that. All right, so let's go over this. This is about this, and then I'll get out of here. I won't bore you too much. This is the DA addresses misinformation in the baby. Remember, Emmanuel Harrow, probably pronouncing that wrong. But we'll go over this again Saturday night. He was. This is the mother who said that she was changing him in the car in the parking lot, and somebody punched her in the face, knocked her out, and took the baby. And both of them are in custody right now, being charged with his unaliving. I don't think they found him, but they're pretty sure he's not with us anymore. So here's this. This is some of the information on that.
It was a month ago yesterday that the parents of Emmanuel Harrow told us all that their baby had been kidnapped from a California parking lot. Emmanuel has not been seen since. And police now say he'd actually not been seen for days before that either, and may have been killed as early as August 5th. Police presume that he was murdered, and they charged both of his parents, but this is not the first case involving that dad, Jake Harrow, and a very small baby of his. In 2018, he abused his newborn daughter, Carolina, so badly.
See if that fixes that.
In fact, she remains brain damaged and bedridden to this day. In 2023, he pleaded guilty to willful child cruelty and was handed a sweetheart deal.
This guy right here is a bigot piece of shit, man. This guy, everybody's innocent, I guess, until proven guilty. But this guy here, he attacked a 10-week-old. How do you attack a 10-week-old? I mean, these cases make me angry.
6 years suspended, which means he didn't go to prison. He got probation. And the Riverside County DA, along with many others, say that is a travesty. Mike Hestrin has attacked that sentence publicly, twice, in fact. First in a press conference late last month and now in a written statement saying that the judge, quote, chose.
Sorry, I don't know why my internet's not working right now. My daughter's probably on.
To deviate from prosecutors' recommendations. The DA says that the charges would have been stiffer had there not been a literal rush to judgment. Quote, had the case gone to a preliminary hearing.
This is what happens, right? You have everybody passing the buck now, right? You get the DA saying, had the case gone to a preliminary hearing, it's highly likely that we would have had sought amendments to increase the charge. But they're going to pass the buck now and say, well, it's their fault. It's their fault. This whole system needs changing. It's just so frustrating with these cases because everybody says it's in the best interest of the child, right? That's bullshit. It's the most bullshit I've ever heard in my life. They don't care about the children at all. They just don't.
It is highly likely that we would have sought amendments to increase the charges. However, Mr. Harrow pled guilty prior to that stage, and the final plea was presented to and accepted by the court. But again, I remind you, the crime committed against the newborn was in 2018. That plea deal was in 2023. So
my issue is, right, how the fuck did this guy, if he's got like charges already pending against him for allegedly hurting one of his children, why the hell does he have custody of the other child? It's just, that's that's too funny. But just it's not funny. It's very sad. But it's just why is the DCYF so fucked up? It's just and you hear it time and time and time again. It's just in my opinion, the whole system needs to be scrapped and redone because it's just pathetic. This guy should have never had access to children, man. The mom either.
By my math, that's 5 years. That's a really long time, 5 years. Which means that the DA and their office had like 5 years to charge Jake Harrow with whatever the hell they wanted to charge him with, right? So is the judge's fault that the charges were? Exactly.
They came. It happened to us here with our daughter, one of our second daughter. She fell at daycare, and this was a long time ago. And she got a black eye at daycare, and apparently the daycare, who we know well, right, reported it because that's what's supposed to happen. They're supposed to report that. So my wife ended up taking my daughter to the doctor. Somebody reported us at at the doctor's office because of the black eye. So we had DCYS over here, and I had to call. It was so annoying. I had to call a lawyer and everything, and I told the DCYF lady when she came here. She said, "Oh, I gotta come inside and I gotta do a check." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you can come in here, but I'm gonna record everything." And she's like, "Well, you can't record it." I'm like, "Bullshit, I can't. I want to record it." And left because she didn't know the law. I knew the law, but I agree with everything Lisa Joe said here. It's a crazy system. It needs to be fixed, and these people, man, it's annoying.
Weren't more serious after 5 years? In any case, while Jake Harrow was out on probation in 2024, he allegedly violated said probation by having a handgun. And this is where it gets a little sticky. He was in and out of court 3 different times. And each of those times could have been sent back to prison, could have been, or at least held there, locked up until they settled the matter. Usually probation, found with a gun, usually go right back in. But he went in out 3 times. And according to the Long Beach Post, prosecutors never once objected to Jake Harrow.
I mean, look at this poor kid. This poor kid never had a chance, man. It just it burns me up, man. This stuff here. Ugh. This is just how can you how do you hurt a child? It's just so stupid.
Remaining free on $60,000 bail. I should remind you that in those ensuing months, baby Emmanuel disappeared and was presumed murdered. And that same news.
This guy, look at him smiling. He's gonna go through the ringer now, this guy. I do agree with Farmer though. There's good people everywhere, but it's the system itself. The system itself needs to be changed because they, like I said, they say that it's in the best interest of the child, right? Just what happened to Harmony Montgomery up here, right? They used that. We did it in the best interest of the child. The best interest of the child was to send a child to a guy that everybody knew was a drug addict and was abusive. Like, it's just so stupid. It's like, you can't make this stuff up, man. It's just, that's horseshit. That's horseshit. And he's asking for a new trial. Can you imagine that?
Paper, the judge gave a rare comment in his defense, saying, quote, "In 18 years, this is the first time I've been taken to task in this manner about a decision that I have made." We reached out today to the DA for additional comment, and we were told that Harrow's bail was set by the court, not by their office.
It's called passing the buck. They're gonna blame the judge, and then the judge is gonna blame. It's just nothing ever gets done, man. All right, I just wanted to play that. I'll probably go over that a little bit better on Saturday night, Sunday morning when I have probably better internet, hopefully. Sorry, guys. No tolerance. I have absolutely no respect for one. I have no respect for anybody that harms children, for sure. I mean, that's just out. And anybody that abuses women, I just don't. And I guess I can include anybody that abuses men too. But I just that's why I'm in here. That's why I'm doing true crime. It's because it's just I just can't, especially children. It's just yes, yeah. There's assholes everywhere for sure. It just sucks. It's just awful. So anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. I want to appreciate everybody coming in. I didn't want to stay on here long because I just wanted to go over the tropics and it's freaking freezing out here. I'm outside. Thank you, Lisa Joe. Thank you, Paula. Paula's amazing. Yeah, malicious assholes. Yeah, for sure. Farmer, you're freaking amazing. Farmer's awesome. If you haven't subbed to Farmer, please do. Farmer's great. I hope you feel better, buddy. Vitamin C, man. I'm telling you, vitamin C or whiskey, either one will work. I know that. Let's see here. I know that Sweet Shibby was in there. Sweet Shibby's awesome. Paula, not Paula. Peggy O was in here too. Peggy O's got a great channel too. I try to get over there as much as I possibly can. Usually when Peggy O is on, I'm driving around. But yeah, Southern Gal's amazing too. Southern Gal's great. You guys have a good day. And I'll probably do an update on the tropics as it warrants over the next couple of weeks or so. Started a week ago Saturday. I slept Saturday through Tuesday. I have whiskey all out of vitamins. Well, there you go. Started a week ago Saturday. I slept Saturday and Tuesday. I'm still coughing, but it's getting better. Oh, you're sick too? You guys need to stay the hell away from me. So sick? That's the one thing I like about working nights is I'm never around people. I did a small live earlier. Oh yeah, I saw that. Is that a new movie? Yes, I'll have to check that out. Right when I left St. Louis. I hope you all feel better. Whiskey or vitamin C. That's slept the whole way home, then for 2 more days. Wow. I wish I could sleep 2 days. That's awesome though. I hope you feel better. You're feeling better? Good. Good. That's good news. Yeah, I think it's going to be a bad year for people getting sick. All right, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm sorry, guys. It's a Netflix show. Oh, okay. She had polio and limped a bit, but the boy she walked home with that late summer day remembers her turning up her street. Scariest movie trailer? All right, I'm out of here. I hope everybody has a good day. Don't die. And I'll see you guys at some point in the future here. Let me see. All right, I'll play my outro and get out of here. Sorry my internet stunk, but that's how it goes. Ooh.